Yo everybody, what's going on? This is Rapt, aka Ugadma. I'm very excited to be bringing this to you guys. I actually just played this game not 10 minutes ago, and I was very pleased with the outcome. And it's a pretty average game in terms of length. As you can see, it's sitting at just about 16 game minutes, but no spoilers, I promise. Just to say once again, I'm very excited with this game, and I'm pleased to be bringing it to you. It is a Protoss vs Protoss. The map is Scrap Station. I've got a lot of Scrap Stations on my channel as of now, but I'm going up against Ronen, the red Protoss tribe. I'm playing here as the blue Protoss. This guy actually had an immortal portrait, so that put me off a little bit right at the beginning. Basically it shows that this red player has a lot of experience, whereas myself, I have no portrait. So that's a little bit intimidating for me. Our first pylons come out at approximately the same time. I choose to chrono boost these three probes just as he's chrono boosting his. So very symmetrical play actually. My scouting probe getting into his base a little bit before he does, except, yep, you guys guessed it, Ronen is going to go for some sort of proximity build. Choosing not to go inside my base, but he's going to go over here to this expansion. And I may have given away his strategy a little bit, but actually what he ends up doing is he makes a proximity gateway cannon congregation over here, and it is surprisingly effective. You can see for yourselves, he's just getting that pylon power over here now. And at this point, I'm starting to get a little bit suspicious. I'm scouting around his base and I don't see any gateway. I don't see anything really, so I should be on the alert for a proximity build of some kind. Getting my assimilator out, whereas my opponent has no gas, which would once again suggest some sort of a rush build. He's quick teching to a forge. So many of the Protoss players that I go up against, they just love forge technology. They love getting those cannons, so this is something that I should do well to remember. Getting his gateway over here, in fact, so if he's going for some sort of cannon proximity gateway combination, I'm choosing to play a little bit more conservatively, trying to eventually block off this front door. No zealot coming out yet, so I have no military influence in the game so far. Forge is now in play. Right when that finishes, it looks like Ronen is getting his second gateway. In the long run, I think you guys will agree as this game progresses and you can see how it unfolds, but in the long run, I think it was a mistake to block off these mineral patches. He should have left the space here to put his nexus, for reasons which will later become clear. But yeah, right now I'm getting a little close on capped energy. I need to watch that. Double gas actually now, which is, the timing is decent as my cybernetics core is now completed. I should be getting my first stalker in place soon, but instead I have gotten a proximity pylon of my own over here after realizing that I can get away with placing that because there's no pressure on my drone in this side of the map. I also made sure to scout out my respective corner to make sure no pylons were over there, but looks like I'm getting a forge in retaliation now that I have actually scouted out this proximity area. Just switching to my view real quick, is yeah, you can see this very out of place splotch of red, if splotch is indeed a word. Probably not, but yeah, I got a forge. After seeing this proximity build, I figured I need some cannons. Need some cannons to either exploit over here in this position or to just reinforce my front door. But actually, I have I don't have any probes over here in this location. So you can see what I end up doing over there as a result. Right now, my first stalker is in play, chrono boosting that warp gate up, what's it called? Technology, I guess I'll call it. But yeah, Ronen is getting a lot of zealots out, and he's also got two cannons here at his front door, which is a good idea, considering it's a good idea to get cannons at your front door if you are proximity rushing like this. But right now, I have responded pretty well. I've got these two gateways here with only a single pylon. That's kind of vulnerable actually, but I do have my warp gate technology almost completed. Meanwhile, Ronen is trying to build up a force of zealots, but I think he should have gone. He should have pushed the front door with this amount of zealots because he knows that I have seen him, and in retaliation, I'm actually getting a Twilight Council and a robotics facility, so I'm trying to maintain the technological edge as long as all as Ronen has is zealots and cannons. I think it's not a terrible decision. But over here I've got 2 warp gates here on my front door, a couple stalkers as well. This stalker's out of position a little bit. Probably got the Twilight Council to upgrade the blink on him so he could get back onto his respective side of the Wallen. But for those of you that don't know, a good way to prevent stalkers and other units spawning on the wrong side of your Wallen is simply rally point your buildings on the correct side of your wall, and the units will spawn on that side. But this is a lot of minerals here invested in cannons on the front door of Ronen, and actually, as you can see for yourselves, I have warped in 2 stalkers. Now that the cooldown is complete, I'm warping in 2 more, and it looks like while Ronen is simply twiddling his thumbs, I'm gonna jump to his mineral line and take out as many probes as I can with these stalkers. There go the particle disruptors. Ronen is probably panicking now, no doubt. He sees what's going on. I have my observer out too, so it looks like in retaliation he's going to go for his zealot rush. I've worked up a lot of probe kills at this point, but actually I have a probe over here hiding in the smoke. I'm going to pay for this mismanaged stalker as that goes down immediately. Ronen now wisely going for this pylon, but I have this stalker doing some pretty decent DPS. Actually my +1 weapons is almost ready too, so these stalkers are going to be doing a lot of damage, even warping in a sentry here to try to help out. I warped in this sentry, but I didn't control group it, and as you can see, I could have put a force field here. That would have bought me even more time, but as this has been going on, I've got 1 pylon kill actually, in addition to killing all of Ronen's workers. So my income has dropped to 500 per minute. Ronen has no income, but at the same time, I've been forced to pull probes off the line. All my production buildings have become unpowered. As you can see, I'm struggling furiously to get that pylon back up, but Ronen no doubt will be focusing that really quickly. Chrono boosting an immortal here in desperation, trying to use the technology that I invested in to my advantage. I now finally have these production buildings running again, but I don't have the resources to warp in anything. Ronen here is finally getting that nexus, but he's going to be forced to long distance mine a little bit because of his building placement. And now we have the good old-fashioned base race. Right now though, I have this +1 upgraded immortal, not doing any bonus damage to these zealots, but immortals do okay against zealots. But in this situation, he's outnumbered just a little bit, I think, and actually I am forced to give up that immortal. These zealots, only 5 remaining in my base. They're struggling to find a good target to DPS. So right now it's a matter of my stalkers cleaning up this base before the zealots can. My stalkers, though, important to note, have that +1 weapons upgrade. And it looks like, yeah, at this point the zealots are continuing to chip away at my base. Ronen has the edge, I would say, because he has a free natural mineral patch over here, and he also has a nexus and the money to afford probes, so he's not technically out of this game as of yet, whereas myself, I have officially no income. Both players have 1 harvester, but no gas or minerals are incoming for either side. I'm making doubly sure to take care of that cybernetics core, trying to systematically take down these buildings, as Ronen is doing the same, really. Right now I have no nexus in play, and I'm going to be revealed shortly, so wisely I'm unpowering all of these photon cannons, each costing a hefty 150 minerals each. So now it's just a matter of taking out that 1 cannon, and I should be able to push out of that door whenever I'm ready. Ronen, though, is